What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, you guys? We are back. We are back for a brand new season of Power Book 2 Ghost. This season 2, episode 1. Free will is never free. Okay. So we get up into the episode. Listen, bear with me because it's been a minute since I looked at Ghost. And I'm gonna have to get these names back together. But listen, it's literally picking up right where it left off. And I appreciate that fact because sometimes I cannot stand when they do that little time jump or whatever. I'm like, girl, what happened in between? But we see the little flashback to Jabari getting killed, okay? Professor Reynolds, all right? He deserved it. I don't know who wanted him to stay alive or stay in the game, last season, but we was tired of him. We was tired of him because he was doing the absolute most, okay? You really thought that you was going to be able to do a book on somebody that in a drug family or whatever and live to tell about it? No. And make money off of it? No, it wasn't going to happen. So, of course, Tariq had to take his ass out, him and Kane, okay? So, at this point, we see little flashbacks happening to that. Tariq is having a dream, a nightmare, so he wakes up. I was like, oh, where you at? So he get his little burner phone. He put the SIM card in, and he has to make sure that he delete all evidence tied to him and Jabari. But he looking at a text message from his mom, and hey, Tasha's in witness protection, so that's what that is. Okay. Next thing you know, we hear little Yasmin. She out here screaming, "Oh my God, help!" I was like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" And so at this point, we realized that Miss Girl been up in there trying to cook breakfast, and apparently this has been going on for a minute, okay? Because she's staying with Big Mama, all right? Now, Big Mama, the whole time I'm sitting here like, why is this little girl, trying to cook breakfast or whatever? She about to burn the house down. So it was a little grease fire, and I'm so glad they had Tariq put some baking soda on it instead of water. She was like, oh my God, how did you know to do that? Because mom taught me, okay? Meanwhile, here come Big Mom like, what's going on? You trying to burn down the whole neighborhood? You gonna wake up the whole block? What's happening? Girl, I like my bacon crispy, not burnt. She ate that thing, and I said, excuse me? I just didn't like the attitude that she was giving little Yasmin. It was like, so now you taking care of Yasmin and you treating her like she's supposed to be doing everything. Like, is she supposed to be your little helper? Or, you got her doing all the chores in the house now because you got a little helper now, okay? I just didn't like that feeling. Tariq is like, she shouldn't be on the stove. And she was like, well, your mama learned how to cook around this age. She was cooking already around this age. I was cooking around this age. So what? She's supposed to be cooking me breakfast and everything or whatever. And I'm sitting here like, and she was like, and when did you get up in here? You just sneaking up in here and they saying nothing. He said, I came here like 8 p.m. last night and I said, what's up to you? So you don't remember that? So I'm sitting here like, what's going on with Big Mama? Because I'm just not liking this Big Mama that we seeing right here, right now. And then Yasmin and Tariq, they come to the realization, she been drinking a little bit more. I said, oh, so that's what's going on with Big Mama. Big Mama, I want you to get your shit together, okay? Because this just ain't a good look. Meanwhile, over there at the Tejada household, Monet, she going through some stuff, and all of a sudden she hear a little noise in the house. Oh shit, it sounds like somebody knocked something down. Girl, she's so concerned and so paranoid at this point. They got shot up in a spot already. Drew done got shot and everything. So she just she on high alert. Girl, she go looking around the corner. She get her gun. Diane come down like, Mama, what's going on? Girl, she said, if I ain't back in 5 minutes, just come go get the other gun, okay? Baby, it was Drew. Okay, Drew had came in, he had knocked something down, and Drew was in his feelings, okay? Drew in his feelings about the whole situation because, it was because of her that he got shot. And she just really wasn't here for it, okay? He is in his feelings, he don't want her help with anything. Diane is trying to tell him, she feel bad. Oh, she don't feel as bad as I feel, okay? I said, so we finna be on this tip. I get it. But, Drew, we're going to have to snap out of it. We can't hold grudges at this point. We're going to have to put that grudge to the side. Listen, I'm a grudge holder. We're going to have to put it to the side for the moment because the family got to come together in these trying times, okay? We just don't know what's going to happen. Meanwhile, Kane, he got LG from that little guap game or whatever. Remember when he basically flipped his ass and took his whole people out and said, you work with me now. So they meet up with this dude named Mecca, and he was like, yeah, I know you knew Big Wop or whatever. Did you know my daddy? Okay, Lorenzo Tejada. He was like, I heard of him, never had the pleasure to meet him. Where he at? Oh, he locked up. Oh, okay, cool. Next thing you know, these two dudes come up there, coming for LG, and he look guap, and was like, basically, we finna take your ass out because you a traitor. You up here, you weak as hell. You with the enemy now. That's what we doing. Okay, time. Cool. Tag me in. I said, oh, so we finna do this right here, right now, in broad daylight in the alley. And then Mecca was like, we ain't finna do no shit like that. Okay, of course, Kane had to say, listen, it's because he fucking killed my people. That's what he did. So now it's payback. And so at this point, Mecca, told him to stand back. Like, what you gonna do? Girl, I hate when people talk big and all this stuff. It's too much talking in these shows, okay? When gangsters, we don't really do this. If we gonna take your ass out, we gonna take your ass out, okay? Well, I ain't gonna say we, because I ain't no gangster like that. But I know niggas, okay? Ain't no talking in between, okay? We coming out guns blazing. That's what's gonna happen. They talk too much for them, like I am. And Mecca came through and took that shotty from him and popped one of them in the knee and then blast the other one. And he was like, Lil Guap was like, kill, don't do that to him, okay? They ain't coming back or whatever. And he was like, fuck that. Of course they ain't coming back, and blasted the other one. I said, we don't leave nobody's still allowed to tell the tale to come back, okay? I said, Lil Guap, you are getting a little soft, okay? You getting a little soft. We do what we got to do to protect ourselves, okay? Meanwhile, over there with Davis, okay, Soledad O'Brien, they're about to do an interview with Davis and that's Method Man, Davis and Sax, okay? Girl, first of all, Soledad, she was talking to Davis, and she was talking in her interview voice, okay? As a regular person. Hi, Davis, you just came off of the case, and oh my God, and then you two are together. Wow. I was just like, girl. Okay, but at this point, Sax got in his feelings because he's an associate, okay? He's the associate with Davis and Associates, or McLean Associates. And, at this point, Davis get a phone call from Tariq, basically trying to see what Tasha at to get her out of, so that, figure out some things with Gasman, okay? Because where she's at right now, it's not safe. Big Mama drinking, she about to burn the house down. It's just not safe. David's like, you had me put her away. Now you want me to tell you where she at? No, that ain't how witness protection work. So he was talking to Sax, and basically Sax was like, I'm not here for that, because he'd already took out one parent. What happened if he take out another? Baby, they didn't plan this whole concoction so that something can happen, that they actually do find her or whatever, and they can use it to their advantage and get money off of it. I said, listen, child, it's always a scheme. It's always a plan with Davis. You just can't trust him, nor can you trust Sax. And I see exactly why them two are like this right about now, working with each other. Meanwhile, you got Zeke up here trying to practice, and he been on academic probation, so he been missing games and stuff, and he trying to weigh his future, whether or not he's gonna continue a year in school, or if he's going to go ahead and try to go into the NBA draft. That's what it seemed like. Braden rolls up on Tariq, trying to see where he been at, wanting him to come out and kick it with him and his family, so he won't have to be alone with them, go do some deer hunting and stuff like that. He gonna have to think about that. Also, Miss Lauren shows up, okay, because now we're on the school campus, and they supposed to be going to the ethics class that's supposed to be ran by Jabari, okay? Jabari is not here, right? So Miss Other Lady Professor that's sleeping with her students or whatever, she come up there and she was like, anybody seen Jabari? What's going on? She called him. He don't answer. I said, girl, that phone dead, okay? Anyway, dead just like him. So she opens up the class, and they get started on the ethics program, what they was going through. And you got light-skinned Keisha, like, no, it was a little white girl. She was like, oh my God, I'm so tired of, talking about what these old philosophers have to think and all this stuff, these white people and all this. This is what light-skinned Keisha said, because she was like, basically, that don't apply to my life or whatever. That don't, because they're talking about free will and predetermination, predestination and stuff like that. Then one of these little boys, I couldn't tell if he was white and Asian or just white or whatever, but he's talking to the light-skinned Keisha like, stuff is predetermined and it is a determination of whatever. Look at what you do, where you get your hair from, where you get your nails from, where you get this. Okay, sister. She said, call me sis one more time. Okay. And I was like, it was two of them that was up in the class that was doing the absolute most. You got Keisha up in there talking about some, it's not about, the free will, her life or whatever. It's not already predetermined out. Okay. Because old boy was like, the other boy was like, it's from the neighborhood that you come through. That's why you got the hair that you got. That's why you wasn't this that you got and all this. And I was like, excuse me, so that's why you act the way that you act? No. And Keisha had to say, my best friend got pregnant, okay? And I chose not to do that. So obviously I do have a choice, okay? I chose to come here and get my life good, And so they wanted Tariq's opinion because Lauren had said what she had to do, and then the boy still talking about predestination and all this stuff, and he was like, "No, how do you know what's predetermined or whatever?" It was a good debate and everything, and in the background you see Davis trying to get Sachs together so he can look good for the jury, look good for the public, and all that because you're playing for a different ball game right about now. You're in a private company, okay. Also you got Monet and little Diane, they going shopping. Okay, they shopping at Fendi, getting all these bags and everything, all these name brand bags or whatever coming out the shop, and then they go to the place where they holding their drug storage. Okay, and they basically take the stuff that they got out of the bags and put the drugs in there and put them in the car as a decoy. So if they get pulled over, the cops ain't finna look through all the bags and see what's actually inside the box. They see all these name brand high class bags or whatever. So hey, it is what it is. And I was like, that is such a good idea. But then again, you might get one of those cops that actually just want to go through everything and just be an ass. But it's to save some time and be a little decoy just in case. I said that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So then we see Councilman Tate. Okay, he's still on his brother's couch. His brother is over him. He like, listen, you lost the governor race, okay? He was like, no, it was stolen from me. Okay, whatever. But what you gonna do? You just gonna soak here on the couch or whatever? You always been about power in the big picture or whatever. You need to do what you gotta do to get back into what this field, okay? You have to get up off this couch. You're not gonna make it if you just gonna sit out here and just let everything go and get to you and mope around. So of course, this gives him the idea to go to the old dude that's the head of the DNC and basically say that he want this congressman's seat, Congressman Sweeney. Oh boy, is like, first of all, you come to my home with this. Second of all, you are talking about a congressman that has been in for a minute. He is a strong Democrat. It was like, yeah, but he needs to diversify. He's old, he's all this other stuff. And he was like, if I find some mess on him, make sure, you should be able to, give me that opportunity to run for his 12th district seat. Tate think he got it in the bag, but at this point, I'm like, Tate, he's so freaking sneaky. He probably already got something, or he probably gonna fake some stuff, okay? You just never know with Tate. Meanwhile, Monet had said that she wanted to stop when they left the, the hideout place with their, the weight on them when they had disguised it in the Fendi bags and stuff. She wanted to go get something for Drew, okay? Because Drew up in his feelings and she wanted to make up for it and all that. Drew done got shot. Drew done lost his man and everything. We see Drew, he was sitting up in the house, and at one point he looked at his, the drawing pads and stuff like that. Baby, he tried to draw and that hand said nope, okay? It was shaking like a goddamn leaf. I said, oh my God, Drew, you lost your talent, okay? But at this point, I'm not going to give out hope, okay? Give up hope on it because you literally just got shot in their arm. So therefore, or in that situation, and your stuff hasn't healed. So, don't be mad. It just happened. Let it heal for a minute. But, as she going to get something for Drew, she got Diane in the car, and then the police come up there. I said, oh shit, already? And she a little concerned. She looking like, what? But then she see the cop smiling and all that stuff. So then when she come back over there, she was like, girl, what happened? She was like, I did what you did. You told me to do, smile, make them think they can get it. Start a little conversation. The cop gave his card to her or whatever. So he was flirting a little bit at one point. So, she was happy that she played it off. So everything is all to the good. Meanwhile, we get Tariq and Brayden, they go ahead, meet up with Brayden's parents or whatever. He get met with a new car. They go to this little function for the family, and Brayden's dad got this man, that this congressman that they went to school with, and he pledged Kappa with, and all this, okay? And so the wife even brought up the fact that, hey, y'all ain't tell me what's going on. I've been trying for years to get out of there what's happened at these little secret little trips or whatever that y'all go on, commemorating this whole event or whatever, the Kappa stuff. And it was like, that's the little secret. We don't do that or whatever. But then the daughter was like, so we got to go celebrate years of rape and murder and all that stuff or whatever, crimes that's been going on. I can smell the roofies through the pages. And then here come Trace. Okay, y'all remember Trace ass. All right, Trace ain't learned. Okay, he still ain't learned even after being taken on the street by Kane. Okay, he was like, the good old days. I said, bitch, so, woo, that's, excuse me, but, and forgive me if I offend, but when I see some white people, no offense, white men especially, in colleges and in them frat houses, I instantly think that they up to no good. I instantly think that they be up to no good. Like, they probably be doing that stuff. Like, I think of, they probably be, doing bad shit. Okay? Roofies involved, all right? And some of it don't even involve that. Am I the only one? Am I the only one? And it's because of the stuff that's been depicted on TV and also recently in the news, especially out here, like at Northwestern University, I believe, or whatever. A couple of universities, we have been seeing that some of these fraternities, white fraternities, have been getting called out for sexual assaults and stuff like that. I said, ooh, So Trace gives me that, okay? And the dad gives me that. And the congressman gives me that, okay? Meanwhile, what's his name? Tariq was trying to look at the book or whatever. And of course, Trace was like, you got to be a Kappa or whatever to look at these secrets and all this stuff, these pictures and whatever. And so he was like, Brayden, you shouldn't have brought him here. And I said, why? Why? What we got to have, boy? What we got to have, Trace? But then here comes Brayden's dad and the congressman talking to Brayden, trying to see what he's going to do for the summer. Brayden want to do entrepreneurship. The daddy said no, he gonna be doing the hedge funds just like Trace was. And then they talking about Tariq, what are you gonna do? We got internships at the thing or whatever that's meant for people like you, coming from the conditions that you probably came from, the environment that you came from. And see, this is what I can't stand about certain white folks or certain people with privilege, because it's not just white folks that do it. I spoke about this in another video. It's black folks and other people that do it. They look their nose down on black folks, okay? And they think automatically that, when you say or you see a black person, they automatically come from a messed up environment. And that's basically what they did. They assumed that with Tariq. And he was like, no, I got to where I got to not because of a program. I got to where I got to, and it's being paid for from my daddy's trust. My daddy was, James St. Patrick. He's no longer with us, but he also ran for Congress, okay? So there's that. And he was like, oh, yeah, I met him. Cool dude, but I just hope the rumors and stuff about him wasn't true, because nobody wants to be associated with somebody that sells drugs and all this stuff, and that is just messed up or whatever. And so Tariq was just like, I mean, my daddy, he didn't necessarily deny it, but he basically put it out there like, okay, so if you want to say he's selling drugs or whatever, let's talk about Big Pharma and the opioid addiction and epidemic that's going on in the world, okay? And he was like, well, there's a difference between legal drugs and illegal drugs. He was like, well, with these so-called legal drugs, more people are dying at a higher rate than these so-called illegal drugs, okay? Tariq got his ass. Let me just tell you this. I just enjoy the fact, even though I can't stand Tariq sometimes, I will say, looking at Ghost Power Book 2, and it's just about him, it made me like him a little bit more. And we realized how smart this boy really is. Like, he is the one that has street smarts a little bit, but he also has book smarts, okay? And I love it. Like, if he needs to put forth an argument, a debate, put that bitch on a debate team, okay? Because he's good. His mind is really good. Meanwhile, you know, he had him a little stumped, okay? He couldn't really say nothing. I said, checkmate, okay? Meanwhile, we get this new detective. Uh, uh, I don't know, what's his name? Whitman or Whitmore or whatever, but his first name was Kevin. We found that out from Professor Carey. That's her name. Um, they find Tariq's, not Tariq's, but Jabari's body. Oh, Jabari's body. Jabari's body, okay? And the detectives that was on the case before he got there, they basically said, yeah, it's the body up the hill. We found a gun. It's a cop's gun, and it was registered to Ramirez, okay? Remember Monet's dip that Kane shot? So they was like, yeah, we called him, no answer. And also he's been off a week for the past he's been off of work for the past week, okay? So is it a coincidence, or could he really have shot this man and then left? And I was like, probably. So he goes up there, Kevin, Detective Kevin, and he sees the body to get the ID, and he sees that it's Jabari and it's from Stansfield, and he was like, damn, I know who this is. And I was like, what? You know who this is? Who is he? Meanwhile, we get Carrie walking down the street. She talking on the phone to her therapist, and she was like, listen, girl, my bad for not showing up or whatever, but I just want to let you know. See, listen, I decided to leave Jabari and Zeke alone, and I'm finna meet up with an old dude, an old flame of mine. You know what I'm saying? He's an adult, okay? And, you know, we used to have some things back in the day, and I just feel real good about it. I said, girl, so you just, you ain't lying. You really did have a sex addiction. I want to know how many bodies she got on her. Just because I don't know how I feel about them making it seem like this woman is just out here doing her thing, you know, like hoeing a little bit. I ain't gonna say a hoe, because men be out here doing it. So I guess it's good that they showing it, but I'm like, girl, you need to get that shit in check. I hope your pussy is not falling out, okay? I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that, because it seems like I just judged her for doing the same thing that men get, you know, uplifted for. So I'm gonna take that back. I just hope that she's safe and clean down there. That's all. Because niggas don't be most of the time. Sometimes. Not most of the time, but sometimes. You just can't trust people. Okay? So she going to meet up with who? Detective Kevin. I said, bitch, you know everybody and you out here fucking everybody too? What a coinky dink, bitch. Okay, but anyway, so she doing that, and she thinking that they was gonna go on a date. You know, she was all good to be rekindled and everything. Girl, he said, let's go meet up a couple of blocks from here. Baby, why he take her to the morgue to identify Jabari's body? She was like, oh my God, Jabari. Jabari. So you know who this is? Yes, this is Jabari. Oh my God, what happened? When was the last time you talked to him? I mean, like, yesterday in his office. What did y'all talk about? I mean, to be quite honest, I can't remember at this moment. Like, oh my God, it's Jabari. Oh, you had something going on? I mean, we had something going on in the past or whatever, but not recent. Oh, so what you think this is why you brought me here, because you think I had something to do with it? You think I had something to do with it? This is so amateur hour. I said, girl, I mean, y'all was going at it. Okay, he was going at you. You was going at him. I mean, you could have been a little bit of suspect. Okay, but Jabari, he also knew Jabari because Jabari was working with the other detective about the guy that got killed, that was trying to kill Tariq. That Kane, not Kane, but oh my God, what was old boy who was Ghost old boy? Not Ghost old boy. It's Tommy old boy. Bitch, Courtney Kemp's baby boyfriend. Girl, him, okay? You know, who killed him up in the pool. Killed her boy in the pool. And so, you know, she was like, so you really think that I had something to do with it? He said, no, I'm just saying, I want you to be careful, but I also need a list of the people that y'all was interviewing and the people that had him as an advisory, okay? As an advisor. And I need you to be careful. I was like, oops. Why you need her to be careful? Because you think she next on the list? Truth be told, she needs to be, okay? Because she needs to calm her ass down just a little bit. I need her to go soak her shit in some Dr. Till medicine or whatever. So you got Brayden. I guess this is the next day. Brayden and you know, what's his name? Goddamn, what is his name? Tariq, they on campus, okay? And Brayden is in his feelings, all right? He's just the typical parent situation where the daddy wants him to do and follow in his footsteps. He wants him to pledge his fraternity, go to whatever secret society that they got. All of that stuff. And Tariq was like, basically, he wants you to be a little mini me. So while he up here venting, Tariq ain't really paying no attention. But then everybody, they just noticed that everybody's getting these alerts on the campus. Like people just walking past and, oh my God, what's going on? So they wound up getting the same alert. And it was like, saying that Jabari had got killed. They found his body. And everybody was like, oh my God, what's going on? Did you have something to do with this? Like, what's happening? Okay. Tariq is acting. Tariq is like, oh my God, what happened? I don't know what's going on. Who would do something? I said, I know that's right. You better put on the show, okay? Because you don't want nobody to know that you did this, all right? Meanwhile, but before that, Brayden was trying to tell him, I hope you really not thinking about getting out the game at this point because we really need you. All right. But at this, speaking of getting out the game, we see Monet up here trying to, teach Diane how to load a gun or whatever, put the bullets in properly. I said, first of all, it probably would be easier if you take them nails down just a little bit, okay? But Drew came past and was like, take your time. You'll get it eventually. But all of a sudden, Monet said, listen, I got a plan to get us out the life. And they was like, wait a minute, what? You want to get us out? It was like, it's because of what happened to Drew and everything that's going on. Yes, everything that's going on. Okay? Listen, this is what I want to do. Okay? Listen, we going to have Zeke. I'm going to tell him to go ahead and get drafted. Okay? So, depending on how his thing go, we give him like 3 years or whatever to get to where he really needs to go. And then we get out. We give ourselves a 3-year time limit to stay up in this thing and then to get out. Close up loose ends and all that stuff. And then we'll just use him. Okay? Drew was like, basically, Zeke is the new product. Because she was like, I could be his manager. You could be his publisher. You could, or I should say publicist. You could be this. And I'm sitting here like, damn. So you're about to do all this to Zeke? He finna carry the whole family? Basically, like, he ain't got no other choice. Because we put him here, so therefore, listen, you gonna pay us back. I'm sitting here like, ew, what is this? No, Monet, don't play that boy like that. But I get it, but no, okay? Because there's a lot of people that still got their families working with them and they put their family on their back, but I just don't like the way how it just seems like they're just using this man. Like literally what Drew said. You went from one product, which is the drugs, okay, to the next product, which is a legal hustle, which is Zeke. You are literally about to play your own family. Okay, this is not survivor's remorse, all right? If y'all ain't never see that, go watch that, okay? That is so good. It's on Stars, all right? But moving on from that, Tariq is back in his dorm room. He get his little burner cell. And he was hoping that Tasha would have had sent him a message back, but she has not. And at that moment, Lauren comes in and she's all up in her feelings about Jabari getting killed and everything. And, she was like, you don't seem too remorseful or nothing about it. He said, listen, truth is, my daddy got killed. My sister got killed. My mama is in with that. And all of this happened within a year, okay? I don't even know this guy, so excuse me if I don't shed no tear for this man. I said, I know that's right. Even if he didn't have nothing to do with it, that would be true. I am not finna shed no tear for nobody that actually came down on my back, okay? Like, no. And I'm like, Lauren, why are you acting all so, hurt or whatever? You ain't know that man like that. But then again, I think she did. I gotta look at it again. Because then he went over to her house for dinner and all that stuff or whatever, something like that. Either way, Lauren was doing a little bit too much for me. She was a little too emotional for this stranger danger type of dude. But, Tariq got a text message from Kane basically saying that they need to meet up. And his whole thing was, I thought you said that this shit wasn't going to blow back on us, okay? And he said, it's not. That's the reason why we did it with old boy's gun, so that it wouldn't come back on us. It'll come back on him, okay? The Ramirez, the police officer. And so at this point, they just, trying to make sure, because Kane like, listen, I don't need nothing else. He ain't trying to go to jail or nothing like that. I said, well, this is the life, okay? This is the life, And so, Tariq get a text message from Monet basically telling him to come over there to dinner, okay? She was like, all right, listen, I cooked or whatever, what's going on, this whole professor thing happening, what's happening with that? he was like, listen, it's all to the good. You know, it was like, I mean, he was one day already, up there trying to figure out who killed them, that GTG member or whatever the fuck it was. And it was like, yeah, but this ain't got nothing to do with us. This ain't gonna fall back on us. So hey, we all to the good, we good. Meanwhile, Diana was over there trying to Diana was in the other room and Tariq was in there and he was up there talking. He was like, man, I just miss my mom. I wish I could talk to her and all that. She was like, oh, I understand what you're going through. If you ever need somebody to talk to, I'm here. He was like, yeah, I really appreciate that. Mind you, he grabbed her hands and they holding hands or whatever like this and all that stuff. Bitch, the way Monet came around that corner was like, Diana. She kissed Block because they was gonna kiss. You couldn't tell me no different. You know, all that little sympathy. Diana would have gave him some sympathy puss, okay? I mean, I don't know what the girl the Verge, but you know, she probably is, but she probably would let him hit. You know what I'm saying? Because she giving all the feels, you know? Because I probably would have did it too. I'm just saying, not him, but if I was in another situation, you know what I'm saying? Listen, the sympathy shit probably would have got me, especially if I was already feeling that person. Girl, yes, I would have been like, what you want me to do to make you feel better? I was like, Monet, why you have to come around the corner like that? Diana. I said, oh, she said, get up in here and clear this place. Okay. You know, he was like, I appreciate you, whatever. Go ahead, cool. They did hug or whatever. Meanwhile, Professor Carey, girl, I need you to get it together, okay? Because I'm tired. I'm tired. You just told your damn professor, I mean your therapist, you told your therapist that you was gonna stop messing with Zeke. You was gonna stop messing with Jabari. Well, you gotta stop messing with Jabari now because he ain't no longer here unless you playing around with bodies. Okay, I don't know. I don't know, you know. And then you gonna go knock on Zeke's door or have Zeke come over to your place and y'all up there kissing and doing all this stuff. I said, really? You are such a toxic, unhealthy ass person, Carrie. Okay, I don't like it. Meanwhile, you sitting on the bed with him, trying to figure out what's going on and who shot him, and does the Tejada have something to do with this? And you know, Zeke like, why would Monet? Because she said. He said, why would the Tejadas have anything to do with it? Because Monet threatened me. She found out about me and you, and she threatened my ass and threatened to get me fired for sleeping with a student. And she was like, so she could probably have something to do with it. Zeke was like, Monet is a lot of things, but she ain't no killer. She ain't finna do no mess like that. She's not finna put me in jeopardy or harm's way or whatever. So you ain't really got nothing to worry about that. But at the same time, because she was like, I just can't get his face out my mind. I saw the body and everything. And I'm sitting here like, Zeke, do you see how she pining over this man? This dead man at that. Do you see? And you up here just like, you letting it go. Like, she don't really care for you the way that you care for her, okay? She care for this man and you was just a placeholder, okay? So, you know, he dumb, young, he don't understand it or whatever. And I'm just like, boy, you about to get your heart broken by this bitch, okay? This unstable ass woman. I just said, get the hell up out of there, Zeke. I mean, sometimes puss be good, but you don't... Vagina is a dangerous thing. Okay, vagina is kryptonite for a lot of you motherfuckers, okay? A lot of us. I'm just gonna say that. And I put myself included. Alright, here's what it is. So, Monet had gave Tariq the weight, okay, and so Tariq took it to Braden, put it in the car, and you know they gonna drive it down there to Braden's daddy country house or whatever, and that's where they gonna have it at. And you know he has Braden to drive because you know you in this nice Mercedes, okay, and the cops ain't gonna pull you over like that. He was like, well, the cops get pulled, white people get pulled over too for speeding, yeah, but not like black folks. And then if you do get pulled over, all you gotta do is say who you are. You know, you a Westmore or Weston or whatever the fuck he is, his family name, and they'll let you go. Okay, we gonna use your white privilege to our advantage. And I said, bitch, you know, Tariq, when you're right, okay? Go ahead and do it. You know, make it work for you, okay? Meanwhile, you got Kane meeting up with Mecca, who brought the dude that was the driver to them other two dudes that tried to take him and Lil Guap out, right? And so he was like, basically, this gonna show me who you are. You can either torture this man or you could kill him. Kane being big and bad, you know what? For some reason, like, I was on the fence about Kane. But for some reason, I said, oh, listen, I'm telling you, remember how Rocks, okay, if y'all look at Rocks, Forest Rocks, or It's Rocks, you know, on YouTube now, bitch, Rocks said she has girlfriend drug dealer tendencies, okay? Y'all already know the bird in me. I ain't never looked at this man like this. Okay, but you know, yes. I said, bitch, if I was there, I told y'all I'd be a street bitch. Okay, I would be with a hood nigga like that. All right, I'm just telling you, you got to be a little substance. Okay, you got to be a little rank up in there, and you got to be able to take care of your own, and you got to be calling a little bit of shots or whatever. You ain't got to be a main shot caller, but you got to have a little bit of power and influence on the streets. I'll be with that. Okay, because he was like, listen. I don't need to prove nothing, okay? I don't even need him tied up to beat his ass, okay? Untied him. Old boy was getting a little bit cocky, like, yeah, you shouldn't have did that, okay? Kane got the first lick off. Old boy got the second lick off. Next thing you know, Kane done knocked his ass out, put him in a chokehold, and cracked that neck. I said, oh, and he had a little blood dripping in his mouth, and he was like, see, I ain't got to prove shit. I was like, you sure don't. I said, Ashley, what is going on with you? This is disgusting. Oh, meanwhile, Drew is with Diane, and let me just tell you this. Diane, I need you to open up your eyes, okay? I know you under your mama's influence, but Drew is right, okay? Your mama, she doing the most, okay? She got y'all into this. I really feel the way about family getting kids into the drug business and into their illegal activities, and then trying to grow up to be soldiers like that. You know, because they can't follow their own ambitions. And at this point, Drew is over Monet. All right, like, listen, I'm not finna take orders from Zeke. I don't understand why she trying to do this. We got to get from underneath her thumb. Why don't we just go out and do our own thing? I said that's cute or whatever in theory, Drew. But you know, Monet ain't gonna let it happen. She probably will shoot you dead first. Meanwhile, back to Kane, and he back up in that hangar, okay, where that boy was, and he see the airplane. It's a private jet. Baby, he see a whole bunch of drugs up in there. I said, ooh, no. And then he just take one, and he was just looking at it and then looking at the rest of it. Mecca was like, what the fuck you doing? Oh, I was just walking past and I just saw it. Oh, how I'm supposed to trust you or whatever. So, what, you know, because I said, oh, no. Don't shoot him. He can work for your benefit. Okay? And Kane, you know, he a slick talker too. And he was like, listen, let me prove myself. Because I see you got all this weight, but you ain't got no soldiers. Okay? Let me prove myself. So he go over there to Monet's house. Of course, Monet on high alert. So she come down there. And of course, you know, she don't want to let him in. Okay. I said, Monet, stop being stubborn. I get it, but stop being stubborn. The man said he got a new connect, but you know, I'm pretty sure she eventually gonna talk to him. Meanwhile, you got Tariq out here with these folks. Tariq, I'm just gonna say this. I don't care how down for the cause some of these Caucasians be. In certain situations, the fact that you in a drug gang like this, you cannot trust, okay, certain people, you know, and these uppity ones, okay, just like with the blacks, these uppity ones, you can't trust them, okay. I don't care if one of them is cool, the rest of them ain't. All right, y'all is out there deer hunting. I said, baby, this about to be turned into hunting for niggas, okay. I don't know. It was just giving me the feels, okay? I said, Tariq, guard your grill, okay? They up in a tent. Me and Tariq like, what the fuck is the point? Okay, I never understood what is the point of hunting these animals. Unless you are indigenous to the land, you are native and everything, I get it, you know, because they use every part of an animal that they don't let it go to waste, and it's sacred and all of that stuff. But motherfuckers that just hunt for sport to put the freaking deer head or whatever animal head on the freaking wall, what is the point? What is taxidermy and all that shit? What is the point? Stuffing the damn thing? I don't get it. But the daughter was like, oh, so our dad, he makes us eat it. I said, ew. I ain't eating no deer meat, bitch. Girl, cow, that's it. Maybe a little bit of pig, that's it. Chicken too, okay, that's it. I don't want to eat nothing else. Okay? Some other things just don't feel right to be eaten, okay? I don't want to eat wild game, you know? Meanwhile, you know, they up in a little tent, and the daddy in the senator, mind you, this is Senator Sweeney. I said, oh shit. So this is who Tate was talking about. Because he done found an apartment, you know, and he want his brother to log him up into the database and get all the information that he can get on Senator Sweeney. And Senator Sweeney is Braden's daddy friend. This motherfucker was looking in that spotted a deer, and them two, all of them had their guns trained on it. The daddy shot first, hit it, okay? The deer ran. I don't know if it hit it at that point, but the deer kind of ran, okay? And then all of a sudden, Tariq had got out the little tent that they was in, and he was standing there like this. And next thing you know, the senator, Sweeney, he bled off a shot. And it was this close from Tariq. I said, what the fuck? I said, what in the us? What in the get out is going on? What in the them is happening? I said, you did that on purpose. It was too much of a coincidence talking about something. Oh, I'm so sorry. You know, I'm a good shot or whatever, because Braden called his ass, okay? Tariq was running and he found the deer. The deer was just laid out. The deer got shot in the goddamn shoulder, okay? And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry, Tariq. You know, to make up for it, why don't you get the kill shot? I said, to make up for you almost shooting me, you wanted me to do the kill shot and kill the deer as if that's going to make up for my life almost getting taken. Baby, please. Okay, Braden shot that thing. I love the fact Braden called him Dick Cheney. You don't know the story about what happened with Dick Cheney shooting his friend while they was out there shooting. Oh my God, that was a mess. That was a scandal on its own, okay? I said, what is happening? And then Tariq said, this is some bullshit, and he left. I said, see, you can't hang around everybody. You can't hang around everybody. Meanwhile, Monet, I'm gonna need you to just... Zeke is not the way to go. Zeke is so dumb, okay? She come down there talking to him while he practicing and was like, listen, you got to go into the draft. Because he called her out about the whole talking to Carrie and all that stuff. She said, listen, that ain't had shit to do with me. And yeah, I did talk to that bitch, but I ain't doing nothing with this Jabari shit, okay? But at the end of the day, fuck that bitch and her puss. You going into the draft, okay? And his dumb ass couldn't do nothing but sit there like this. I mean, I don't know. I said, boy, shut up and just do what she say at this point, because you just, meanwhile, we get introduced to a whole new character. Redman. I said, what? Come on. We got Method Man and Redman up in the shot or whatever, you know, and that's his little brother. He trying to get him out of jail, and he finna use sex to get him out of jail. I said, in real life, I used to think Method Man and Redman were actually brothers, okay? They just a package deal. I couldn't think of one without the other. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to see him like that or whatever. I said, all right, we got the duo back on screen. That's what I'm talking about. Meanwhile, you know, when Kane had went over there to Monet house, Mecca had followed him, and he don't know that. But then Tariq at the dorms, and he gonna put the SIM card back up into that burner phone, trying to see if his mama gonna contact him. And then all of a sudden he get a phone call, and it said incoming call, no unknown. He answered it, but he didn't say nothing. And then all of a sudden, it was from the goddamn detective. This detective Whitmore, you know, who is this? And he hung up the phone. I said, don't throw the bitch across the room. Go break that bitch outside. No, actually, just go ahead and break it now. That was on the phone long enough to trace the call out there to Stansfield. I said, God damn it, Tariq. God damn it, Tariq. And that's how the episode ended. I liked it. I liked it for a little beginning episode. You know, a little suspense here, a little suspense there. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about it. How y'all feel like this season gonna go. I'm liking it so far. Off to a good start. Peace, y'all.